All right, let's continue our discussion with panda series and see what else we can do with this series, right? Very first example we had, we created a panda series from a list. Well, that list, is it always is it required to have it just numbers? No. In a series, you can have a string, you can also have Boolean data type, or you can have mix of those, all of those. All right. Here's one example. List underscore b is equal to, I'm going to create just some names, right? I'm going to create Milo, and then um, Zoe. It's late at night. I'm having a hard time remembering names. All right, and I'm going to use my name and the other TA's name. So let's use Zaichan. All right. I'm creating a list, and then I'm going to say pd data series create a series from list b, right? And sure enough, it is going to work. It is going to create a zero base indices first, and then my data is going to be those names that I have, those strings that I have. A few differences between what you see up here and what you see down here. um, One of the main differences is that data type here is int, and as you see, it's int 64, and here data type is a string, but it doesn't say data type object and a data type string. It says is object. Whenever your data in your series is string, you are going to see object here, right? Can we have other data types? Sure, I can. I'm going to create list c is equal to, I'm going to say true, true, comma, false, comma, true, and then true. And I'm going to say pd dot series of list underscore c, right? It is going to say, well, values are true, false, true, true, and data type is Boolean. In notation about this index, everyone, we are familiar with this, right? In a list that we had zero-based indices, but list did not mention, did not show that zero-based indices in front of us. What pandas does, it creates those zero-based indices, and it shows at the far, near the very first column, it shows to us so that we can use it. Well, we are going to access these values using those indices, but we are going to come back to that later on. But let me show you just one example. In let me create another series. I'm going to say series underscore 2 is equal to pd data series of what? Series of list underscore b. All right. And let's look at series 2, and series list b, that, yeah, this is what I wanted. All right. um and I can say series 2. Remember, if you want to access inside the data type, most likely in Python you are going to use a square bracket. All right. Now I can access it with zero base indices. I'm going to say give me index 2, and it is going to say index 2. You have it at Nasser right here. Right, index 2 is Nasser. Now I mentioned earlier that these indices, they are a lot more flexible than NumPy or Python's standard indices that we have in a list. What do I mean by that? Well, it turns out, let's push forward with series 2, series 2 dot index. Um, those are zero-based indices. I can say series 2 dot index is equal to, I can actually define those indices. I can define them. All right. I'm going to define first index. This is actually pretty nice. First index as pet, second index as professor, third one, oh no, TA. Zoe is TA. Third one as professor, and fourth one, again, that's TA. Can we have duplicate indices? Well, let's try it. Let's see if we can have duplicate indices. It will work. All right, so you can have that. You can have that. It went through. If I look at series 2, it is going to say pet Milo, TA Zoe, Professor Nasser, and again TA Yichen. An object type, data type is object. Why object? Again, because these are strings. This awful a lot looks like a dictionary, right? Pet Milo, TA Zoe, Professor Nasser. But then In dictionary, you cannot have duplicate keys. Here, again, it is a lot more flexible than what we have seen so far. This gives us an idea of possibly creating a series from a dictionary. Can we do that? Let's give it a try. I'm going to say dict underscore one is equal to, I'm going to create a very simple dictionary. I'm going to create a dictionary of name, Nasser, job, professor, salary, right? I'm going to say salary is, I'm going to actually create a 12.5, all right? And let me see if this is going, oh, I cannot use equality. See, it's late at night, I'm tired. Now this is gonna go through. Let's run series function on this dictionary and see what we get. I'm going to call series, oh, not this series underscore 3. I'm going to call that 3. If I hope we haven't defined it, but it doesn't matter. Series 3 is equal to pd dot series of dict underscore 1. All right. And it went through. Let's look at series 3. It is going to say, you know, I have name, job, salary, and Nasser Professor 12.5. Name, job, salary. Those are keys of the dictionary. They became my indices. And Nasser, professor, and 12.5, those are my values in the dictionary, and they became values in my series. 2 points that I want to point out and to direct you towards. One is you see that we can have a mixed data type in a series. However, if you want to help pandas with speeding up a little bit, it's a better practice to have same data type in one column or one series. If they are all names, let's use just a string. If they are, or let's use all int, or let's use all float. That is going to help pandas with speeding up a little bit. Another point I wanted to um, point out is that you can change these indices later on. All right. For example, if you don't want to, if you do not, if you don't like those indices, you can say series 3 dot index. Let me look at index. It is going to say its name, job, salary, and data type. Because they are string, they are, and data type is object. I'm going to say series 3 dot index is equal to, I'm going to just change the index to a comma b and c. And if I look at series 3 now, it is going to say A Nasser, B Professor, C 12.5. So in the next follow-up videos, we are going to see more and more operations on series and their properties.